art that can depict the mind and heart of movement. So this is my sister Heather, and she made this sign that we used as a banner in our rally, and it's respect existence or expect resistance, which is a slogan that has been used. I've seen it in other, we got it from another protest that happened, and so it's one of the messages that has been out there with this movement. This, actually, you guys have this shirt on right now, so this Andy Everson is a Coast Salish artist, and this is a neat, there's a whole bunch of different varieties of this one too, which is really cool. This is another artist, Idle No More, Our Home on Native Land, by an indigenous artist. This one was worn by a celebrity, so it got a little bit of press. And then here's just another beautiful piece of artwork with the, holding the feather and a flag. So these next pictures are, I'm just going to kind of go through quickly because they show our protest that we did. We began at the Westfield Capitol Mall. Many of the Idle No More actions that have happened here in the United States have been a flash mob in a mall, a round dance. Ours didn't end up being a round dance, but we wanted to continue that. And so here are a couple of organizers who are in the mall. This is a really beautiful banner made by Maria. It says, "We will have world peace when we accept diversity in all our communities." And so this draws connections between struggles all over the world. I know that this particular sign has been to a lot of different protests, so it's a pattern. And there it is again. We filled them all. The main food court area, I think we had estimates of about 300 people who were in there. And I had a video, but I don't think I have time to show it. So let's bring that. Here's another great shot. This one by Gary Galbraith. It was powerful. The dramas really reverberated throughout the entire mall. And it happened so quickly, too. Everybody just kind of showed up, and we did our thing, and then everyone left. There had been an event at the Tacoma Mall a couple of days before where people had lingered, and there had been some violence by some of the security people there, and some racial targeting of people who were banned. Native people were basically banned from the mall for 24 hours after that. So we didn't want to cause any of that to happen, but we knew that people would want to continue. They would want to keep up doing what they were doing, and so we decided to march downtown to Percival Landing, which is the spot where lots of protests happen. And marchers started off heading across 4th Avenue. There's our banner going down the bridge. So here we see some of the signs: stop C-45, respect our ancestors. Once we got down to the Percival Landing site, the drumming continued for until dark, and some of the songs that were shared with us were shared by people of the Medicine Creek Treaty Tribes. One song in particular was gifted specifically for that event. And the rest of these are just pictures, so I'm just going to flip through quickly because I'm running low on time.
Hej Guelph Auschwitz. Yeah. I have a lot of things that I can say. I'm not the highly decorated man like this, the world-renowned people. I've never left the reservation. But I have a way of seeing this, what is happening, and I have my way of seeing things. And when is it that we become the weeds and the vines that choke out the garden? And I mean to think about it. Think about what these treaties are. And one important thing in the treaties that was such renowned phrase became "in common with." That's a very important thing to think about. In common with. And these treaties and the rulings that came out here in the Bolt decision, there was a Bolt phase 2, and they talked about the environment. And that in the institutionalized evil that we see. And that means there will be where everything is clear-cut. And forgetting that the balance of nature is here. It's a very beautiful and natural thing. When everything is cut down or burnt down, and I'll give an example of a burnt hill. A burnt hill. In our training, it's a very important thing to say about a burnt hill, how we've experienced it. But in this burnt hill, what begins to grow first? It's the grass, the flowers. What is it that begins to grow? And eventually there's the other plants and the fruit and the smaller shrubs. And it leads to one of the first trees that begin to grow is the alder tree and the maples. And those are the ones that begin to be the cover for the ones that come along later. They become the fertilizer for the trees that come later, that take longer to grow. There's a institutionalized evil in this process where the companies will come and clear-cut everything out, and that they will poison everything so that nothing else grows there but one kind of tree that makes a lot of money. And what happens when they poison everything is that the birds, the mice, the rabbits, ultimately ending up with the people that harvest the plant medicines, that harvest the berries, the roots. They go into those places